would be for Dr. Sewell.
Yes.
So, you were presenting different types of gene therapy, right?
Right.
My particular question is, what is the most effective for chronic kidney disease? I would say 3, 4, or 5, which would require dialysis.
Clotho. Studies in Clotho, and preclinical studies and early clinical studies in Clotho show that if you can restore Clotho expression, you can reverse glomerulosclerosis and thus kidney disease if it's from glomerulosclerosis. So I personally believe that restoring Clotho levels will will drop the number of people who require dialysis in kidney transplants in the future, because we'll be able to take their existing kidney and restore it in function partially or significantly.
Oh, thank you. So, I'd like to ask more about the Vision Plus. You were presenting different conditions that the AIR doc, right? Artificial Intelligent Retina Doctor. I've done the procedure, the screening, but it was talking about my low risk for brain tumor, thank goodness. How did it do that?
Yeah, we all know that the eyes is very close to the brain. So anything that happens in the brain can actually show also in your eyes. So it's very important to actually test also your retina. So it's pre-diagnostic to actually tell you that you might have the risk already for brain tumor.
See. Hi, Kurt. Can you hear us from here?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Hi.
Yes. So you were talking about secretome, but I think I missed a little bit. If we can share with our audience what the basics of secretome, how they were actually created in the lab in simpler terms.
Well, we have a big passion for regenerative biologics, and we started out with 2 governing principles on how we want to build the company. One was allogenic technology, and second was actually industrializability. So we spent about 3 years actually screening different parts of the human body tissues for different sources of MSCs and really assessing how they perform, how consistent they are, and the quality of them. So we found, for example, like dental pulp or fat stem cells, they tend to crash out after about 5 or 8 passage of culture. And they are also very inconsistent in cell differentiation. They were, in our opinion, not industrializable, not suitable they're not really a good standard. And we continued our hunt for the right mesenchymal stem cells until we found ours. And that was from our work with National University of Singapore, where we actually harvest stem cells from the Watten's jelly of the umbilical cord. And today, if you actually dig into some of the research, this class of mesenchymal stem cells actually have in excess of bone marrow mesenchymal stem cells, an extra 436 genetic signature expressions in there. It's actually becoming the gold standard in MSC. So in 2018, we started visiting major markets, and we realized that much as we love the cell that we've isolated, we can't use it because it's very, very difficult to build an enterprise with scale if you are cell-based. Because if you use a live cell, you come out of the lab, you've literally got to use it. So if you supply to a city's proximity, that's fine. But if you're thinking in terms of logistics, supply, productization, and sending across different regions, it presents a lot of challenges. And even it means a network of decentralized laboratories, which means you have a high risk of running into cell culture quality control risks. So we then started developing technology that will point us towards more the direction of industrializability, and that's how we developed the secretome technology. And our first cut of the secretome actually took us by surprise because all we wanted was an active ingredient that would perform as well as the stem cell, but we didn't think that it would exceed the regenerative kinetics of the stem cells. So once we discovered that, we started focusing on scalability, batch-to-batch stability, and storage and freeze, and filed patent in 2022, went national phase 2024, and we just kept on developing. That's how we evolved into the development of the secretome technology with that dual focus of allogenic and industrializability from the start. And that's how we came across that and developed that.
Thank you. So my next question is for David. So you were discussing about superhuman protocol. What, as a doctor, or when you discuss with your doctors, what were the particular biomarkers that you've seen that improved when you started the protocol?
Yeah, so interesting. When I was sort of doing my metabolic age, when I started doing the protocol in a year's time, I brought my metabolic age down to probably 5 years. So it was about 55 at that time, so it was 50. After 2 years further, it dropped to 42. So just clear indicator of just cellular sort of conditioning and function basically coming back. So that was pretty the hallmark. And then all my bloods, from cholesterol all the way to insulin levels, just have completely. And so my doctors are like, "What are you doing?" So that's I can only attribute it to obviously just that 45-minute process 3 times a week.
And how long did you do that until these biomarkers were significantly improved?
Yeah, so 3 years. Yeah.
Okay. So Todd, looking at 5 to 10 years from now, how do you see your Technogym with a digital platform play a more active role in medical clinics and longevity centers?
Yeah, it's a really interesting question because the digital side of what we do is probably the differentiator between our brand and a lot of others on the market. Probably what sets us apart is, at the end of the day, yes, we invest an incredible amount of money in research and development for the tech side of the business. We have, to put in context, in Italy, 300 plus people working in R&D full time. But the breadth and scale of the longevity market, when we look at tech, it's evolving so fast that one company, which is a fitness equipment manufacturer, is never going to have the scale of resource to keep up with pace. But what we do, and we do it really well, is rely on integrations. So even, if we look at what's available in the market today, a lot of people are using Oura rings, Whoops, Garmin's, Apple's, Samsung, whatever it is. We have a countless list of integrations where a lot of this metrics and data that we can pull will actually work straight away with our digital ecosystem. So to answer your question, yes, in 10 years from now, hopefully we've innovated a lot of amazing new tech in the fitness market, but what really excites me is the ability to integrate from a much wider pool of technology.
Thank you. So before we end, would like to have our speakers deliver a final message or something that will close the whole idea of the research or treatments or therapies. Yes, like concluding statement that we might have missed. Dr. Sewell.
I would have to say that virtually, all of aging and every disease we suffer from is genetically based at the very front end. Obviously congenital diseases, but also aging and developmental diseases. And so I think gene therapy holds one of the most significant abilities to correct that. And we're already seeing that in every aspect of medicine. So it will become, gene therapy will become simpler, easier, faster, and less expensive. I can tell you in 2 years, I've dropped the cost by 80%. So it's coming down fast.
Okay, I hope we can still benefit from this cost that will drop 80 or 90 more percent. So Dr. Sewell will be talking to patients and doctors for the rest of the week, Monday or Tuesday at the clinic. If you want to consult or talk to him more about that, please feel free to communicate with our team. Doc?
Yes, so I would like to end up that vision is very important in terms of longevity. So very important to do your eye exam monthly, at least after 6 months. And Vision Express is taking the generosity to actually offer our Vision Plus for free for this month, and have your parents avail the Vision Plus in our nearest store. And again, this is just a stepping stone for Vision Express, delivering our vision services to everyone for your vision for life.
Thank you. Kurt?
Well, it's great to see a panel with so many different expertise that actually impacts all the different aspects of longevity and good health. And I just wanted to maybe a key point to remind everyone is the two areas of longevity that is free, and that's good diet and lots of muscle building and exercise. We all need to maintain a good discipline besides having interventionist approaches. That discipline of good diet and exercise actually is cheap and free and one of the most effective.
Thank you. We're actually doing some clinical series for his products in the Philippines. So if you want to have better skin or better wound healing, also communicate with our team. Todd?
Yeah, I sort of want to echo that sentiment. It's I've been humbled to be a part of this panel and part of this with a lot of highly educated people from the medical profession, and giving us a real snippet into the real 0.1% of what we can do to go to the next level. But if you want a really basic philosophy of how to achieve a long, happy and healthy life, going back to those fundamental principles of eating a clean, healthy, balanced diet, getting some regular physical activity, especially as we age, resistance and strength training becomes even more important. And just that managing your stress and the mental side of things, having, strong family community or, social ties. So there's amazing presentations that we've had that takes it to the next level. But let's not discount the fundamental basics that we've seen work tried and true for a long time.
Yes, and don't forget, Technogym's checkup is outside. Do get your wellness age, and hopefully your wellness age is younger than your chronologic age. David?
Great. Well, listen, thank you so much for having me, Dr. Ryan, obviously with this esteemed panel. I think I just wanted to sort of maybe land on a key point. I think it was mentioned throughout the presentations, like your health is a choice. And coming from a layman's perspective, somebody that obviously felt all of these, sort of debilitating conditions, it was up to me to basically think about how I can improve myself. And coming back to all these points around, things that are free, absolutely. I'm a big believer, and that's why the Superhuman Protocol really appealed to me, because it takes you back to the elements of Mother Earth. And you can actually do all of that for free, right? You can be barefoot for an hour on the ground. You can practice breath work and meditation, and then you can also get light at a certain time of the day. That's amazing. You can do the Superhuman Protocol for free, but not all of us have the time to do that. So try to be able to bring Mother Earth's elements to you in a safe, effective, and efficient manner. 45 minutes. The Superhuman Protocol is basically key in terms of my recovery and basically the way I feel. So yeah, health is a choice. Take control of it.
Health is a choice, and it is the single investment you should focus on, because if this becomes dysfunctional, you cannot do anything else, right? So don't forget, Longevity Labs will be open in our neighborhood in October. Are we invited to your opening?
Absolutely.
Okay, fantastic. And I know you gave free membership to lucky winners.
Yes.
Thank you for that. But more than anything, I would like to thank all our speakers for trusting this team to share your knowledge and expertise. And we would like to thank the dedication and conviction of the audience today. And as I mentioned earlier in the day, as we look forward, I am inspired by your knowledge, passion, and purpose that we see in everybody here today. Thank you very much. And